The scene starts with army of Gorr arrives on a city where they begin to attack the city. They are joined by Valkyrie, Thor and the army of Asgard who try to save the city from Gorr's army. After arriving successfully on city, Thor and his buddies began to attack Gorr's army and tries to kill them with their powers. Suddenly Thor hears a strange and quite familiar sound which is from his hammer named Mjolnir, who was also destroying the army of Gorr with his thunder power. Because Thor was the only one who can wield the Mjolnir and now someone else was using it, so Thor asks Valkyrie about that particular person who is holding the Mjolnir, but Valkyrie tell him that you will be surprised and love to see that particular person. After listening to Valkyrie's words, Thor begins to see the power of Mjolnir, who is destroying every member of the Gorr's army with his thunder energy. He then calls the Mjolnir and tries to hold it again, but Mjolnir does not respond to his request and goes back to his current owner named Mighty Thor. Mighty Thor, who was fighting with Gorr's army, throws the Mjolnir towards the monster, which turns the hammer into pieces and destroys the monster body along with it. After witnessing the power of his hammer, who was being held by someone else, Thor goes to ask that particular person to hand over Mjolnir to him because he was the rightful owner, but that particular person denies his request and reveals her identity, who was his ex-girlfriend named Jane Foster. Now, the story goes back to a flashback where we see Jane and Thor living together a happy life, enjoying with each other, having fun with each other, and leaving each other for their own goods. After the flashback, they both begin to fight with Gorr's army and tries to take them down. Suddenly, Thor sees Gorr, who was standing behind him, and goes towards him. They both begin to fight with each other and tries to kill each other with their powerful moves, but Gorr, who's got the Necro sword which carved the first dawn from the stone of the endless night and can easily kill any god with it, tries to kill Thor with it, but Thor uses the power of his Stormbreaker and easily dodges the attack of Necro sword. He then captures Gorr from his throat and throws him to the other side and tries to kill him with his Stormbreaker's attack, but Gorr teleports himself to the other side of the city and runs away from the fight. Suddenly, the Gorr's army begin to attack the children and tries to take them away. Thor, who was seeing all this, tries to attack the Gorr and his army with his Stormbreaker, but Gorr along with the children got away using his teleportation power. After the fight, Thor and Jane Foster begins to chat with each other and remembers the moments where they used to live with each other, but Thor reveals that Jane Foster was the one who ended their relationship. Means she was the one who left him in the first place, and so the scene ends with it. If you have enjoyed the scene, then don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel.